Yo, what is up, man? Welcome in. Brand new edition. Sentell's Intel live on Facebook. I'm your host. You know who I am. Welcome to the hottest new sports podcast in the South. I've got a great show today. Lots to discuss. We all know football is right around the corner. We've got high school football starting Friday. Preseason football. Second week starts tomorrow. College football camps in full swing. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of football to get into. I'm going to get into my top 10 quarterbacks list. It's my list. The top quarterbacks heading into the college football season. This is my criteria. This is my standard. This is no one list. This is my list. Also, CBS Sports released interesting list. They have the best football teams in each state. Some are obvious because you only have so many teams in each state. Some are clearly obvious. But there's one really interesting one to me, and I'll save it for last when I get to that list. Also, Ezekiel Elliott is back in the news. He's appealing his 6-game suspension. We all knew that was going to happen. Now it's a matter of he said, she said. So we wait for that. So that's what we have going on. I'm glad you are in here with me watching. I want to hear from you people today. Phone calls. I want comments. I want all kind of stuff. Anything sports related you want to talk about, open to it. I'm going to open the lines up real quick. But before I get into any sports, I want to start the show off today. I'll start with this. I know this is a sports show. I know it is. And I know y'all come to watch. I know y'all come to talk about sports and listen to me talk about sports. But I'm also a human being first. And I cannot ignore what is going on in our country today. What happened over this past weekend. I'm embarrassed, hurt. But most of all, I'm just disappointed. I'm just disappointed in this country right now. You would think by now, 2017, that we would not be having these issues that we're having, and it just sucks. It's just so disappointing. It was about a year ago today that Colin Kaepernick decided that he would kneel for the national anthem, and I can remember the backlash when he first did it, being called un-American, and if you don't like America, get out. You know, just the vitriol, just the animosity that was sent toward his way. But I always stood pat with Cap. I always support him. I still support him to this day because I knew what the message was. It's a loud message that no one wants to talk about, but I will talk about it. But like I said, when Cap made the stance and took the knee, I supported him because I knew what the message was. So to those people who came, so I'm on my Facebook timeline, and I heard like I said, I heard all of this about un-American, hate our military, If you don't like it, leave the country. I heard all of this. And my reaction was, I even posted about it. I said, now what he's protesting, you angry because he took a knee. I want that same anger. I want that same vitriol. I want that same type of emotion when an unarmed black man is getting killed in these streets. I want that same emotion. I want that same passion from you people who made all that noise on my Facebook timeline. I want it. And of course, even after Cap took the knee, of course, we've had instances of unarmed black people getting shot down in the streets again and again. But to my surprise, of course, my timeline wasn't lit up. It wasn't blown up with people outraged or angry about what was going on. But I was surprised. So fast forward to this past weekend, you have white supremacists and neo-Nazis in Virginia spewing hatred, spewing bigotry, killing innocent people. But yet, my timeline was just as quiet as a mouse. You didn't have people coming out shouting us down from the rooftops. You didn't have people on here talking about how embarrassed they were, how disgraceful it was. This is not America. You didn't have that. And it's very disheartening. It's very disappointing. You know, I've dealt with a little bit of racism. My mom, my parents dealt with racism, not as much as my grandparents dealt with racism. And it's just sad in 2017. It's just so sad that we still have so far to go. 50 years plus from the civil rights movement, and we still got so far to go. Still so far to go. And a part of the problem is that, you know, the first step to solving the problem is admitting that you have one. See, America refuses to admit that we have a race problem. Although everybody knows we have a race problem, America is quick to tell you that we don't. And that's a big part of the problem. I'm just so disappointed. So over the weekend, you had a couple players again sit for the national anthem. I support them too. If they reasoning, especially what happened on the weekend, and then I think those games were right after what happened Saturday. And, you know, I'm not one to get into politics. I don't dabble in none of that. But it starts at the top, and it's just sad that we don't have the highest powered man in the world not shooting us down, not shouting us down, not being embarrassed by this. It's just a sad day. It's just a sad. I would love to be talking about football and be joyous, and we're gonna talk about football in just a few minutes. But I want to hear from you. I'm gonna open the phone lines up as soon as I get through talking about this, because I want to hear from you guys, white and black. I want solutions, people. I'm a solutions-oriented person. I want solutions. I don't want to be in 2017 still dealing with this nonsense. I don't want it. I know we have our differences, and that's what this is about. Call in, express your differences. Tell me why you feel, but we have to be direct. We have to be honest with each other. There is a race problem in this country. Hello, there is a race problem in this country. Don't be fooled. Don't let America tell you otherwise. But how do we fix it? How do we fix it? We have to acknowledge that it exists first. Just sad. Just a sad weekend. Lady died. Young woman died over BS. It's just 2017. I can't believe it. I thought we'd be so further along than this, so further along, but we're not even close. Not even close. I want to hear your thoughts. This topic is open all throughout the show. I want to hear your thoughts about what happened in Charlottesville. I know it's a sports show, but we cannot be naive to what is going on in our country. I specifically can't be, because I am a black man in this country, so I can definitely not ignore what's going on, because it vastly affects me. So I can't be having blinders on and pretend like it don't exist, pretend like it's not a problem, when I got neo-Nazis and white supremacists spewing hatred and bigotry. And quite frankly, I've seen people come out, important people have come out and shut it down, and this is not what we're about. This is not what this country is about. But the leading man, the most powerful man in the world, has yet to come out and condemn this and make it clear cut and simple that this is not acceptable. This ain't both sides. This is one side. So just wait for that. But I want to hear you guys' take on that. Lines are open for that all day. I want to talk about this. I want to have an open discussion about this. White, black, Hispanic. If you're on here, you're watching, you're listening. Thoughts on what's going on, what happened in Charlottesville the weekend. Thoughts on how we can improve as a nation. I want it. I'm a solutions-oriented guy. So I want it. 2017. And it feels like we're in 1967. That's what I feel like when I woke up this morning. That's what I felt like Sunday morning anyway. Now, there's no easy transition from that to sports, but we're going to try to transition from sports to sports, I spent the day coming up with my top 10 quarterback list heading into college football. This is not about pro prospects or anything. Just the guy that I would be just terrified if I was on the other side playing defense against, that I would just hate to see at quarterback. That's how my criteria. Guys who can do multiple things, guys who complete passes at a high percentage, playmakers. But that's how I came up with my top 10. So here we go with my top 10. Also, like I said, phone line open if you want to call and discuss any of the social issues that are going on in this country right now. Feel free. Out here, take any kind of story you want to tell. Be angry, sad about it, disgusted with it. I want to hear it. You can call at any point. I'll stop what I'm doing because I want to hear from you people when it comes to that. But let me get to my top 10 quarterbacks heading into the college football season. My top 10. Drum roll, please. At 10, I have DeAndre Francois, also known as Frenchie, Florida State's quarterback. Only threw for 3,350 yards. That's a pretty good season. But he only completed about 58% of his passes. But I just love the kid's toughness. And he's good in big moments. Pressure. He likes the pressure. He performs well under pressure. So I just trust this kid. I like his toughness. His numbers wasn't great. I expect those numbers to be better. So at 10, I have DeAndre Francois, Florida State. Love the kid. At number 9, I have JT Barrett. Obviously a dual threat guy. He had 33 total touchdowns last year. Only threw for about 2,700 yards, but he ran for another 850. Completed 61% of his passes. I'm not a huge fan of JT Barrett, but I do have him on this list at number 9. That's JT Barrett, Ohio State. At number 8, I have Jalen Hurts. 36 total TDs. Only threw for another 2,700 yards or so. But he ran for 900 plus. And he completed 62% of his passes, which I didn't think that was in his MO, but he completed 62% of his passes. Jalen Hurts at number 8, Alabama quarterback. At number 7, a bit of a surprise, Nick Fitzgerald, Mississippi State quarterback. Over 3,700 yards with the total offense, but the kid ran for 1,379 yards. The only reason he's not even higher on this list because he only completed about 55% of his passes, 54% of his passes, but he's dynamic on the ground. 1,300 yards rushing at the quarterback position. That is outstanding. So Nick Fitzgerald at 7. At 6 is Jake Browning. 43 TD passes, 9 picks. 43 TD passes, 9 picks. Outstanding. Over 3,000 yards passing, 62% completion ratio. So Jake Browning is my number 6 quarterback. I like that kid. Small, 6-foot guy, but plays way bigger than 6 foot. At 5 is Sam Darnold. Hey, like I said, this is not an NFL prospect list. This is about the best college players, but this guy, over 3,000 yards, 31 TDs, and completed 67% of his passes when he started. Remember, he didn't start the first 3 games, so you could add a few more 100 yards to that, and you can probably tell what he would be. I like the kid. I mean, got the size. He can move. He has a cannon. I like that kid a lot. At 4, one of my favorite players, my Heisman front runner, a guy who I've been beating the drum for all season. Well, he started the season yet, but I'm beating the drum for Mason Rudolph. Last year, over 4,000 yards, 28 TDs, but only 4 picks. 63% completion ratio. The year before that, he threw for 3,900 yards. So, big fan of Mason Rudolph, 6'5", South Carolina kid. Have no idea how he's at Oklahoma State. I'll say that forever. But that's number 4. At number 3 is Luke Falk, quarterback, Washington State. My bad. Mason Rudolph, Oklahoma State, if I didn't say that. Number 3 is Luke Falk, Washington State. This guy, 38 TD passes, 4,000 yards, and 70% completion ratio. 70% completion. That's 7 out of 10 for you math majors out of there. So every 10 passes, he completes 7 of them. And he started down the field. 4,000 yards plus 38 TDs. So Luke Falk is my number 3. And here's where it gets really, really tough. My last 2 quarterbacks they similar in every way. Dual threat guys, hurt you with their arms, hurt you with their legs. So it's a tough decision for me. But at number 2, I have Lamar Jackson, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, and I can hear a collective gasp in the air as I say that. The guy had 5,000 yards by himself in total offense. 35 plus 100 yards passing, another 1,500 yards rushing. He was just dynamic. He was just outstanding. The only reason I have him number 2, he's completed about 56% of his passes, and then his last 3 to 4 games he struggled mightily, especially in the bowl game against LSU where the team only scored 9 points. He was just bad down the stretch, so the jury is still out. He got all those numbers early against bad teams. So I want to see him against some good teams perform, but he's number 2, 3,500 yards passing, 1,500 yards rushing, 21 TDs on the ground. I mean, the guy's absolutely sensational. At number 1, drum roll, a bit of a surprise, but I've been telling you for weeks that I love this kid. I mean, I love this kid. Quentin Flowers, University of South Florida, 2,700 yards in the air, 24 TD passes through the air, another 1,500 yards on the ground, 18 TDs. He completed 62% of his passes. See, that's where the separation to me between him and Lamar, 62%, and he's pushing the ball down the field, average about 7 yards a carry. This guy was outstanding, and as opposed to Lamar Jackson down the stretch, he got better. He didn't get worse. He got better. He played well all the way down the stretch, including the bowl game. The bowl game, he goes for 261 yards passing, 2 TDs. He ran for another 100 yards, 3 TDs, and he completed 71% of his passes in that bowl game against Carolina. So I have Quentin Flowers, number 1. Once again, it's not a pro prospect list, so you don't see Josh Allen on here. And a couple more guys are missing, but my top 10 quarterbacks where I would just not want to see at all heading into this season: DeAndre Francois at 10, JT Barrett at 9, Jalen Hurts at 8, Nick Fitzgerald at 7, Jake Browning at 6, Sam Darnold at 5, 4 is Mason Rudolph, 3 is Luke Falk, 2 is Lamar Jackson, and at 1 is Quentin Flowers. That is my list. If you have a gripe with my list, you call in and tell me about my said list, okay? Also, if you just joined the show, I talked about what's going on in Charlottesville a little bit, and just what's going on in this country in general, in society. I know it's a sports show, but if you're watching and you want to call in and talk about what's going on with that, and the solutions to how we can get better as a country, because it's 2017. We should be doing so much better. I'm so embarrassed and so disgusted and so sickened and disappointed in my country right now about what's going on. If you want to talk about that, if you want to talk about my list I just gave you, my top 10 quarterbacks, hey, shoot fire, man. You know the number, 864-378-5943, 864-378-5943, 378-5943. I want to hear from you people about social issues. I want to hear you about some football. If you want to talk football, lines are open. You don't have to. You can go anywhere you want to go. I'm here for you. But I want to get to this other list that I told you guys about. This the best college football teams in each state. So obviously, 50, I think it's 49. I don't think they play football in Alaska. So I think it's 49, not 50, maybe 48. Actually, it's 48 because it's Alaska and maybe Maine that doesn't play football or have a football team. Not sure. So it's 48 teams. So we'll dive into that list. But if you want to talk about my list, we can. I just gave you my top 10 quarterbacks heading into this season. Ezekiel Elliott's in the news again, appealing his 6-game suspension. So it's gonna come down to he said, she said. Obviously, in the domestic cases, it's usually that's the way it works. He said, she said. We can talk about that. I'll give you my opinion on it in a few minutes. We also talk about what I opened the show with, what's going on in Charlottesville, social issues plaguing this country. I would love to hear it. I would love to hear solutions. I would love to hear your take just on all of it overall. So 864-378-5943, 378-5943. Again, that's 378-5943, 864 area code. I'm gonna get into this this list of best teams in each state, and obviously some of them are just clearly obvious, right? Like the state of Alabama, right? 4 national titles in 8 years. So it's easy to see why Alabama's the number 1 football program in Alabama. Clearly, right? In Arizona, it's Arizona over Arizona State. I guess it's kind of close between Arizona and Arizona State. I think Arizona's been a little bit better lately. Neither one of them setting the world on fire, but I would take Arizona over Arizona State. I don't have a gripe with that. In Arkansas, it's Arkansas. Even though Arkansas just coming off of the 7-6 season, Arkansas State, Arkansas State's been pretty good. You can make a case for Arkansas State. Matter of fact, I would probably get Arkansas State the nod. They only have 1 conference loss over the last 2 years. So I don't know how they got the Razorbacks. I would probably take Arkansas State. Let's see. It's a fun list. In California is USC. I would have chose Stanford. USC hasn't been as good as Stanford the last handful of years, but I believe because of Sam Darnold coming into this season with the hype, the USC is the reason why they picked USC. But I would have took Stanford. Stanford has a couple of Rose Bowl appearances, a win over the last several years. Probably owned more wins against USC recently, so I would have took Stanford. They took Cal. They took USC. I understand why they took USC, but I would have took Stanford. Let's see. Colorado is Colorado. I can't make a case for Colorado State. So Colorado is Colorado, the best team in the state of Colorado. Connecticut is UConn. We're not going to even try to figure out who else is playing football in Connecticut. I think it's irrelevant. Delaware is obviously Delaware. The Blue Hens. Hey, school Joe Flacco went to. For those of you who don't know. Let's see here what we got here. While I'm going through this list, again, if you want to call in and talk about, hey man, serious issues that go on in this country. I know it's a sports show, but if you want to talk about what happened this past weekend in Charlottesville, what can we do what can we do going forward? How can we get this country moving in the right direction? Because I told you, I've said it several times during the show already, that I'm disgusted, sickened, and just disappointed in this country as a whole right now, where we stand. So it bothers me. So if you want to talk about that, we can. Lines wide open, 864-378-5943, 864-378-5943. I gave you my top 10 quarterbacks heading into the season. I'll go over the list in a few seconds. If you didn't hear it before, I'll say it again in just a few seconds. Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones. You want me to talk about Zeke? You want me to what they're going to do this season? Jerry Jones, the ultimate player owner. I mean, that's an open-ended question. I need some clarification. So let's put it back up there and let's see. Give me some clarification. I want you to tell me exactly what you want me to explain. Number 864-378-5943, because I want to hear from you people today. Like I said, I want to hear your voices today on a lot of different things, or whatever I already talked about earlier. I want to hear from you people. Let's get back into this little state list thing. That's kind of interesting to me. In Florida, obviously, right now is Florida State. They have a national championship in the last 5 years. They have been to 5 straight New Year's Six bowl games, I believe. They're predicted to win the ACC this year. They have owned Florida and Miami. So obviously this is the choice. Saving that one for last. Hawaii is the best team in Hawaii. I don't know how many teams actually playing in Hawaii, but hey. Idaho is Boise State, of course. 15 straight bowl games, 3 Fiesta Bowl appearances. Yeah, Boise State. Illinois is Northwestern. I guess I'll go with that. Definitely can't go with Illinois. But I can go with Pat Fitzgerald. I like him, so we'll roll with that. And they expect to be really good this year. Picked second in the Big Ten West. So Northwestern is the best team in Illinois according to this list. Yeah. Now, like I said, Jerry Jones. Okay, so players are allowed to beat up women. They're allowed to have DUIs, show up late to meetings, pull guns out on unsuspecting civilians. But kneeling is where he draws the line. I don't respect that decision at all. His team though, so he can do whatever he wants to. I don't respect Jerry Jones for that, but I know a lot of his players love him, black and white. But in this instance, I don't agree with him at all. Because if you're kneeling for a worthy cause that's going on in this country right now, I support you, because Nobody can deny what is going on in this country. And if you do deny it, you're part of the problem because it's real. It's really real. It's serious. And I support anybody who wants to protest in that manner. It sucks that it have to be kneeling during the national anthem, but it's the only way it gets attention. And people want why athletes got to get involved. Well, they need to get involved because guess what? That's the most recognizable people on this planet Earth is athletes. Who gets all the endorsement deals? Athletes. Why? Because they're recognizable. So you need people who can be recognized to do things like this to bring attention to things that are going on in this country that have been going unrecognized for decades, shall I say. But I don't respect Jerry in this situation at all. But it's his team. But I would love to see a Zeke or a Dak Prescott or a Dez Bryant kneel and put his money where his mouth is, because I can guarantee he wouldn't cut either one of them. Dez Bryant showed up first day of training camp late. Lucky Whitehead got found not guilty. He cut him. So it ain't about being a tough guy when it comes to people you can be tough with. He wouldn't cut Dez or Zeke or Dak, or Jason Witten, or any of these people, so he can stop kidding himself with that. Will Florida State Bama live up to the hype? I believe so. I'm looking forward to Florida and Michigan more, of course, because I'm a Florida fan, but the game that I'm looking forward to the most after that is FSU Bama. I mean, the whole theater of it. I mean, that brand new Mercedes-Benz Dome, you put 2 of the 4 teams that are elite in college football, a little afforded me. I give you 2 of them every week. Clemson, Bama, Florida State, Ohio State are the only elite teams in the college football right now. And you get 2 of those guys in the first week of the season, it's going to live up to the hype. Whether it be a great game or not, I don't know, because it's the first game of the season. So, the best game, you make your biggest leap in performance from the first week to the second week. Well, guess what? You ain't got a first week to the second week. You got this the first week, and you don't have an exhibition game or a preseason, any kind of thing like that, which I hate about college football. They really need to look into that. Why can you not have a preseason or play some of these local college teams, some of these FCS teams, just to get ready for the season? I do not understand this. It may not even be a rule against it, but nobody does it. So we got to get this fixed. There's no reason why a team should have to go out there the first week without a scrimmage or an exhibition game against somebody else. I just think it's stupid. But FSU Bama will live up to the hype. All eyeballs will be glued Saturday night, 8 o'clock ESPN. I will be definitely watching after Florida, Michigan. What kind of mood I'll be in after that depends on what Florida does. So, yeah. Do I think Michigan will win by more than 2 touchdowns? Over who? 2 touchdowns? 2 touchdowns? No, I don't care. We had 10 players suspended. Of those 7 players, only 1 was a starter. 1 was a rotational player. The rest of them were freshman guys who just got on campus or haven't been there very long. So we wouldn't lose by 7. We wouldn't lose by 2 touchdowns if we had a couple more suspensions, but 2 touchdowns? No. Who you think who you think Michigan is right now? Who you think Michigan is? They only returning 5 starters, 4 on offense, 1 on defense. I'm not saying they can't beat us; they're very capable of beating us, but by 2 touchdowns, who the hell is Michigan? Is Bo Schembechler alive again? I mean, what is going on? I mean, I know you hate Florida because you're a Georgia fan, but I don't understand. I don't see how you think they're gonna be about 2 touchdowns. I don't understand it. Hood Paco Jones, who do I pick to win Bama FSU? Well, if you watch the ACC preview, I had Bama over Florida State 28-24, a low scoring in college standards, 28-24. I think at times both teams will struggle to move the ball. Both those defenses are low. Well, Alabama not return a lot of players, but it's Alabama. So And Florida State, the offensive line and the receivers scare me. I don't like their skill position people. I don't like their O-line, and they don't have Dalvin Cook. So, and I think you can control Alabama's offense. I mean, Jalen Hurts not the best passer in the world. If you can contain the run like Clemson did in the second half of that national championship game, then you got a shot. So I expect a low-scoring game, 28-24, Bama. But, hey, you go either way. Yeah, it was on the Callaway, which I'm so sick of that guy. If they kick him off the team, I would not mind right now. I'm just so over him. He just doesn't get it. And I just don't have use for anyone who just continues to make mistake after mistake. I just don't. And I'm not going to be a guy who sit here and be a homer and try and support and sweep stuff on her. I'm just not that guy. Like, you've been messing up since you got here. So at some point, you got to grow the hell up. I'm just tired of him. I'm just tired of his act. And I think some of the team is tired of his act. If you listen to some of the players talk, they're like, next man up, let's go. I mean, it gets to the point where you just, hey, this guy ain't going to do right. He just doesn't get it. So let's move along. Let's move along. You're just getting in, you're watching. Number 864-378-5943. I was talking about what's going on in the country, social issues, what happened in Charlottesville this past weekend. I want to hear your take on that. I want you guys to call what you think about it. I want some solutions to how we can get better as a country, because I'm looking for any kind of solution right now. It's 2017, and I'm so disappointed in where we at right now. I'm just so disappointed. I never thought in 2017 that we would still be having some of these issues that we are having. And it starts at the top. It's just embarrassing. I respect, I respect the position. But I need the leader of the free world to come out and, shoot this down, shout it down from the rooftop, saying this won't be tolerated. I can't have a leader of the free world not even acknowledging it and not shooting it down. So it's just disappointing. So 864-378-5943. This is Sentell. You know who I am. So if you want to call in, talk about sports, anything sports related, we can talk about what's going on. Like I said, I know it's a sports show, but I cannot ignore what's going on in the world around me. I can't do it because it's real. I want to just talk about football. I do. But when things like Saturday happen, I can't ignore them. So let's get back to this, what we got going on over here on this comment box over here. Is Wisconsin a serious threat? A serious threat to make the playoff? Yes. A serious threat to win it all? No. The schedule sets up so nicely. They're a good enough team to where they could run the table, go 11-1. I just don't think they could beat one of the upper echelon teams on neutral field in the Big Ten. I got Penn State winning it. So if they were to play Penn State to me on neutral field, I don't think they could beat Penn State. I think they match up better with Ohio State or Michigan. But Penn State is dynamic offensively, and I just don't think Wisconsin has enough offensively. They can move the ball, they're steady, but not enough explosive plays to me. But definitely the schedule, 11-1 is well in reach. I'll never say anyone goes undefeated, but definitely could get to 12-0. But 11-1, could they win the Big Ten? Absolutely. So a serious threat to get in the playoffs, but I don't think they could win it all. Just because they're so limited offensively. They were 83rd in offense, I think, last year. Just not enough to be the best team in the country. But would they be one of the best teams in the country? Yeah, they'd be one of the better teams in the country. Absolutely. Man, I love Christian McCaffrey. I've been raving about Christian McCaffrey for 2 years, man. I love that kid. The only reason he didn't get the hype because of reverse racism. We all know what happened. He was a white kid. He white playing running back. So we all know what the knock was. But the guy was putting up numbers like Reggie Bush in college. I mean, the guy was doing sick, ridiculous things, returning punts, catching passes, running the ball. I mean, he had 1,600 yards last year rushing, and we don't even remember that because it seemed like he had a down year. He missed games, but if you look at his stats, it's like, yeah, 1,600 yards. Like, how did he do that? That kid is explosive. 4.40. He can catch the ball at the backfield. He can run the whole route tree. You know who his dad was. You know he can run the route tree. He can catch the ball. A lot of questions about can he run between the tackles. I think he can run between the tackles. I don't think I would advise him to do it 20, 25 times a game, but he has all the tools. I'm a huge Christian McCaffrey fan. I've been pumping him up for 2 years. I know. And that, yeah, he had his sophomore year that he had. Oh, my God. One of the best years ever. I'm telling you, if he was black, he would have won the Heisman his sophomore year. But the stigma is out there. I told him, hey, welcome to our world, brother. You know, sometimes it works that way. Black quarterbacks get this knock on them. But white running backs, last great white running back, Mike Allstott was a fullback / running back. I mean, what last great white running back? I mean, hey, that's not a lot. A great white running back. So, he was working against that. The racial stereotype was definitely on him. But if you watch the tape, turn the tape on, watch the kid play, you know he can play. He's a baller. He's a gamer. I love Christian McCaffrey. Love him. Rookie of the year, defense or offense? I think if Deshaun starts the whole season, which he should, I think he would win the Rookie of the Year. A lot of weapons around him. Defensively, the team is stout, so they would win a lot of games. And he would be a part of that success. So if Deshaun starts the whole season, I would definitely say Deshaun. But if he doesn't start the whole season, I could see Christian McCaffrey, maybe even Dalvin Cook getting into the mix. I don't like rookie receivers. They struggle early. But a lot of defensive rookies do very, very, very well. But if we're talking offensive rookie of the year, probably Deshaun if he starts all season. Then maybe Christian McCaffrey. One of the backs. Definitely one of the backs. If it's not the quarterback, definitely one of the backs. Can Deshaun lead Texas to the playoff? Yes, absolutely. I mean, they had the number 1 overall defense in the league last year, and that's without J.J. Watt. They get J.J. Watt back. They got a decent running game with Lamar Miller. You got Newt Hopkins. You got the kid, I forget his name, from Notre Dame. Second year in the league. Forget his name. Why did I forget his name? I like him. I got good tight ends. Like I said, defense is loaded. They made the playoffs last year with a scrub, with a mop, bucket, and a broom. They made the playoffs with that. So Deshaun could, if he starts the season, he definitely can take them to the playoffs. AFC South is wide open. Not a dominant team in there, so definitely can go to the playoffs. If you're just getting in, talked about social issues, talked about what's going on in Charlottesville. I want to hear your thoughts about what happened in Charlottesville this weekend. I want to hear from you guys on this. I want some opinions. I want some solutions. I'm in a solutions-oriented business. I need that. So 864-378-5943. Also, I gave you my top 10 quarterbacks in the college football season. Heading into the college football season, this is my top 10, not pro prospects, just the 10 guys that if I was a defense, I don't want to play. Like, I don't want to see these guys on the other side. I had DeAndre Francois at number 10. I had JT Barrett at number 9, Ohio State. I had Jalen Hurts at 8. Alabama. I had 7, a bit of a surprise, Nick Fitzgerald, Mississippi State. At 6, Jake Browning, Washington. At 5, Sam Darnold, USC. At 4, Mason Rudolph, Oklahoma State. At 3, Luke Falk, Washington State. At 2, Lamar Jackson. And at 1, I had Quentin Flowers, University of South Florida. So that was my top 10 quarterbacks heading into the college football season. That's my list. My list. You got a problem with my list, you call and tell me about my list. This is mine. This ain't nobody else's. This is my list. I don't know about this year. I mean, Watson's a rookie, but can he manage a game? He's very smart. So the coaches can give him a game plan where he can orchestrate the offense like he need to. And with that defense, you don't have to take a lot of chances. But he got natural playmaking ability, natural leadership. I mean, he just gets it. And we all can see that. Like we all watch college football and seen this on display week in and week out. But somehow he fell on to 12th pick in the draft. The Texans say thank you, God. But yes, man. I mean, I have no doubt. His ceiling is super high. He's not gonna reach elite status this year, but his ceiling is ultra high. I expect in the next 3, 4, 5 years, this got to be the best in the league, one of the best in the league. So I have no doubt about this guy, barring injury, no doubts about him. Also, I was doing this list of best football programs by state. I left off with I forgot where I left off. I left off with Illinois. That was Northwestern. So Northwestern is the best team in the state according to CBS Sports. Indiana is Notre Dame, even though they went 4-8 last year. But I mean, that's only Purdue. They went 3-9. Ball State, no. So by default, Notre Dame the best team in Indiana. And Iowa is Iowa, even though they went 8-5. But they're significantly better than Iowa State. At Kansas is Kansas State, obviously. The coach out there named Bill Snyder, the AARP coach. He's been there forever. Second stint. Just one of the best coaches in college football. Kansas stinks. So yeah, Kansas State. Kentucky. They picked Louisville. Kentucky beat them last season, but I think Louisville got the Heisman Trophy winner. They also went 9-4. They expect to be real good this year. So I don't have a problem with Louisville being as the best team in the state of Kentucky. Over under 49ers win this year. That is a great question. I was going over in my head the other day. You know, I like to push on these things. But I'll set the over under at 6. I'll set it at 6. So I got it at 6. That's what you asked me. You ain't tell me to pick. You just told me to get it over under. I'll set the number at 6. You tell me whether it's over or under. I'll go glass half full guy. Say we go 7-9. So I'll set the number at 6. I'll say we go 7-9. I think our defense will be really, really, really good. I almost want to say a top 10 defense. I like the D-line. Front 7 is really, really good. Backs, secondary, got some question marks, some holes, but the front 7 should be really, really good. But offensively, Brian Hoyer is your quarterback. You did pick up Pierre Garçon and Marquise Goodwin. Offensive line, not that good. It's just an okay offensive line. Carlos Hyde consistently hurt. So I'll be half full guy and go 7-9. Set the under at 6. So, you know, if I was a betting man, I would probably say 6. But I ain't going to push. So I'm going to go over my set number at 6 and say 7-9. 864-378-5943. Want to hear from you guys about what happened this past weekend in Charlottesville. I know you guys have thoughts and opinions on that. I want to hear them. Also, we can talk about my top 10 quarterback list, mine. Also, Zeke Elliott news. Where do you stand? He said, she said. Are you backing Zeke? I mean, these domestic cases usually come down to he said, she said. So want to hear your guys' take on that. Also, I'm going through this list of the best football programs by state. Kentucky was Louisville. Louisiana is LSU, obviously. Even though they went 8-4 last year, but Louisiana Tech, Louisiana Monroe. I mean, come on. I mean, it's got to be the Bayou Bengals, right? Let's see who's next on this thing. Maine. Oh, so it is Maine. So Vermont. It must be Vermont. Maine is Maine. I didn't even know they had a football program in Maine, but they're the best program in Maine. So there you go. Maryland is Navy. So a bit of an upset right here. You have a national program in Maryland in this state, and Navy is the pick. They had 9 wins last year. And 2 years ago, they were really successful. So I'm not highly upset about Navy being the best team in Maryland. I can see why, clearly. Massachusetts is Boston College, even though, I mean, they went 7-6 last year. But, I mean, who else you going to put? UMass? I mean, yeah, obviously. Michigan is Michigan. Before last season, obviously, it would have been Michigan State. But Michigan State went 3-9 last year. Harbaugh's went 10-3, 10-3. And I think Michigan State gonna suck again this year too. So it's definitely trending Michigan way. But if you had asked 2 years ago, definitely would have been Michigan State. But it's Michigan now. So there you go. If you're just getting in, like I say, I want to hear from you guys. 864-378-5943. If you want to discuss Zeke, we can. You want to discuss what happened off the field, social issues that happened in Charlottesville. I want to hear from you guys on that. Also, my top 10 quarterbacks heading into the college football season. This is my list, not yours. This is my list. Top 10 quarterbacks heading into the college football season. I had Francois at 10, DeAndre. I had JT Barrett at 9. I had Jalen Hurts at 8. I had Nick Fitzgerald at 7. I had Jake Browning at 6. I had Sam Darnold at 5. I had Mason Rudolph at 4. I had Luke Falk at 3. I had Lamar Jackson at 2. And I had Quentin Flowers at number 1. Those are my top 10 quarterbacks heading into the college football season. Not pro prospects, just the 10 guys that if I was a defensive coordinator, I don't want to play in college. I don't want to see these guys. I don't want to see them. They keep me up at night. That's my list. But lines are open. 864-378-5943. Let's get back to this little state-by-state best college football program list. I'm also keeping up with you guys in comments, too. So if you're making comments, I'm seeing them, and I'll read them. Minnesota is Minnesota, the Golden Gophers. They went to a bowl game last year. They got a new coach in P.J. Fleck, who came from Western Michigan. So it's Minnesota. Let's see. In Mississippi, it's Mississippi State. Obviously, Mississippi is going through a whole lot of problems right now. Coach just resigned weeks before the season started over allegations. Just being investigated for improper benefits scandal. So obviously, this is a no-brainer. Mississippi State. It's the better program right now in Mississippi. Nick Fitzgerald, who I had on my top 10 list, like that kid a lot, and I think he's gonna have a better season than he had last year. And Ole Miss is a complete dumpster fire. Missouri is Missouri, even though they went 4-8 last year. Not a whole lot of football programs in the Missouri State. Nah, we're not doing that. Montana, it's Montana. The Grizzlies, you know the Grizzlies. They make the playoffs all the time in Division II. They call it Division I. I'm sorry. They're 2009 champs. So Montana, the Grizz. The Grizz. Let's see. Back to my list. Nebraska is Nebraska. I'm sure there's not a whole lot of programs out here other than Nebraska. I know they're not haven't been good. Nevada is Nevada. Let's see. New Hampshire is New Hampshire. I didn't know that. No, I'm not going to even. New Jersey is Princeton. not Rutgers, Princeton is regarded as the best football program in the country. They went 8-2 last year though, and finished first in the Ivy League. So, hey, Princeton football, who would have thunk it? Rutgers, get yourself together. New Mexico is New Mexico, and who would have thought this? What a terrible program this has been over the last decade. But since Bob Davie got there, consecutive bowl games for New Mexico. So, hey, congratulations to New Mexico. New York is Syracuse, although they went 4-8 last year. Dino Babers, first season. I like Babers. New York, Syracuse. North Carolina is interesting. They picked NC State. Although North Carolina went to the ACC Championship 2 years ago, and have been playing good football for the last several years, they still chose NC State. I think mostly because of the expectations of this season. I think they did beat North Carolina last year. I'm not sure. Yeah, they beat North Carolina last year, and they expect to be better than North Carolina this year. So NC State is your best team in North Carolina according to this list. Let's see. We'll finish the list up. Hey, you listening, you watching, hey, man, lines are open. 864-378-5943. I want to hear from you about sports if you want to. Hey, I definitely want to get your take on what's going on, what happened in Charlottesville over the weekend. I know it's a sports show, but these things need to be talked about. Ohio is Ohio State, obvious reason. 61-6 for Urban Meyer. I'm not going to even go into all the accolades. Oklahoma is Oklahoma. 12 of the last 14 years. Made the playoffs a couple seasons ago. So I have no problem with Oklahoma, but Oklahoma State will be the best team in Oklahoma this year. Oregon is Oregon. Oregon State has been just threat for the last decade. Even though Oregon was terrible last year, been in the playoffs recently. Had several double-digit win seasons. So Oregon is the pick. In Oregon, Pennsylvania is Penn State. Penn State. I'm in Pennsylvania. Great season last year. High expectations this year for Penn State, the Big Ten champion, by the way. Not the Buckeyes, not Michigan, not Wisconsin. Penn State was your Big Ten champions. Oh, my God. Rhode Island. The best team in Rhode Island is Bryant. They went 5-6 last season. They know they had a school named Bryant. The Rhode Island football team went 2-9, so they had to pick one of these teams. They picked Bryant. Never heard of them. In South Carolina, I know you people are anxiously waiting for this. I think you obviously know the answer to this question. In South Carolina, it's Clemson, the defending reigning national champs. Went to the playoffs a year ago. 6 straight 10-win seasons. South Carolina is a mess right now. They went 6-7 last year, 3-9 the year before. So obviously, the answer is Clemson is the best program in the state of South Carolina. Let's see. South Dakota State. Tennessee is Tennessee. A lot of programs in Tennessee, but who you gonna put ahead of them? Vanderbilt. Even though Vanderbilt beat Tennessee last year, but Tennessee has won 9 games in consecutive seasons. So woohoo! They are fast rising. They're gonna stink out loud this year. You heard it here first. They'll be struggling to make a bowl game. Texas is TCU. I thought they would go with Houston right here. Baylor's obviously got a mess going on. Texas A&M, Kevin Sutherland is on the hot seat. Texas obviously struggling, went 5-7 last year. I would have went to Houston right here. So I'm surprised they went TCU. They went in ranked in the top 25 last year, so I just don't know how they went with TCU. Would have went with Houston. That's just me personally. I would have went with Houston. That's just me. Would have went with Houston. Just me. Just me. If you're watching, lines are open. 864-378-5943. 378-5943. If you're just joining me, I'm counting down this, going through this list CBS Sports has of the best football programs by state. I just got the U. It is Utah. I have no problem there. Utah has been consistently an okay program in the last several years. Definitely better than Utah State. Virginia is Virginia Tech. Clearly, Virginia is a dumpster fire. Old Dominion, James Madison. It's Virginia Tech, who went to the ACC championship game last year. So definitely Virginia Tech. West Virginia is West Virginia for obvious reason. Wisconsin is Wisconsin. Wisconsin isn't consistently elite, but it's consistently solid. 3 straight 10-win season. Division titles in 2 of the last 3 years. Hard-nosed, fundamentally sound. You know how they do. Badgers' best team in Wisconsin. Let's see. Should opening weekend be a national holiday so people won't have to use vacation time asking for a friend? You know my thoughts on all of this. Baseball opening day should be a national holiday. The day after Super Bowl Sunday should be a national holiday. National Championship Monday in college basketball should be a national holiday. So, of course, opening weekend. But the problem is college football has to get an official start date. They got games starting on the 26th and then the 31st. Everybody should start on the same day or right within 24 hours of each other so you can have an official day, because your coworkers going to be like, your boss is going to be like, well, the season actually start at 26th. So it's like, what? What you mean it starts at 26th? But it's funny because yours truly had to work on September 2nd, which is the beginning of to me, it's the beginning of the season, September 2nd. I was asked to schedule to work, but guess what I had to do? I had to take said vacation that you're talking about. And I was going to be on 3rd, so I had to take vacation. But it should be national holiday, so no one has to take vacation. I absolutely agree 100%. Those types of things should definitely be national holidays. It saves you a headache because you're going to have people calling in out of work, making up excuses not to be at work. So, but it's a Saturday, so most people will be off anyway because it's a Saturday. Just random cats like me who have to work on Saturday because I have a alternating weekend schedule. So that's the way it works for me. But definitely should be a national holiday for sure. Let's get back to this list. If you're just joining us, man, I opened the show talking about what's happening in Charlottesville and how disgusted and sick I am. And, I'm just so upset about what's going on. 2017, I just cannot believe the stuff that's going on in this country. If you want to discuss some of it, I want to hear from you guys. Comments, phone calls, whatever. I want to hear your take on what happened this past weekend. I would love to hear it. Love to hear your thoughts. And I say this last state for last because I know I have a lot of people watching my show who are from Georgia or root for Georgia. So I say Georgia for last. And according to this list, the best football program in the state of Georgia, drum roll please, is Georgia Tech. It's Georgia Tech. All of you Georgia fans, listen to me again. Listen closely at what I'm telling you. The best program in the state of Georgia, based on this list and in my own personal list, is Georgia Tech. Not Georgia Bulldogs, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, who run an offense from the 1920s. Congratulations, Georgia. Congratulations, Georgia. This should never, ever, ever happen to you. Georgia Tech should never be better than you in football consistently. Ever. Just yet another just indictment on the Georgia football program. Every year, all this hype, all this talent, I get so sick of it. It's like, do something already. Stop talking to me. Do something already. And this list of writers and reporters, Georgia Tech is the best program in Georgia. You can't make this stuff up. Georgia Tech. Holy man, you don't know how much I just enjoy that. I enjoy that so much. You just don't know. Georgia fans. How does that make you feel, Georgia fans? 864-378-5943. Because I know you people want to talk about that. I know you Georgia fans want to call and express your anger about being the second best program in the state of Georgia. The University of Georgia is the second best program in Georgia. Let that sink in for a minute. Georgia Tech. Oh, Georgia fans. I'm so happy for you. Hey, listen. I got y'all going 9-3. You know, some shakes right, maybe 10-2, but that's just the high end. 9-3, I think is very attainable for Georgia. But I have to lose to Georgia Tech this year, so it's like I don't know. So again, when this list come out next year, you'll be the second best program in Georgia. This is just funny to me. I'm just enjoying myself. Oh, you Georgia fans, call in, man. Hey, it's in black and white. So you can't deny it. I didn't write this. This ain't my list. Somebody else came with this list. Georgia fans. Georgia, second best program in Georgia. Georgia. The University of Georgia. That Georgia. Yes, that one. Okay. Do you think Marshawn Lynch will make the Raiders a top contender in the AFC? The Raiders are already a top contender in the AFC. Before the playoffs last year, they had the second best record in the league. The quarterback got hurt, and we know the rest is history. But what he brings, a toughness, leadership, a guy who was won a championship, should have won 2. So he would definitely make them tougher. They already a contender. I think arguably the second, third best team in the AFC, depending on the health of Derek Carr. We got to see how he looked after the injury. But other than that, I have no doubts about the Raiders. Second, third best team. Will it be a distraction? Nah. Marshawn is Marshawn. The guys love Marshawn. The media creates this narrative that he's this crazy, kooky cat that's bad, but his teammates always love Marshawn. He's a good dude. He donates. He spends time in the community. They don't show those stories, but I know those stories. He's got an edge to him. Everybody, you can't have a bunch of quiet boys on your team. If you got a bunch of quiet boys, I'll show you a team full of losers. You're not winning a damn thing with a bunch of quiet boys on your team. I promise you. I don't want a bunch of quiet boys. I don't need a bunch of damn bad boys either. I need a good mixture. But you can't have a team full of quiet boys and win anything. I think Marshawn brings that edge. He'll play well behind the second best offensive line in the NFL. I won't be shocked if he goes over 1,000 yards. Double-digit touchdowns. Raiders, man. Second, third best team in the league. In the AFC. No arguing that. down my list of state by state. I finished with Georgia for a reason because I want to just keep poking that bear, just keep stabbing that bear because I like stabbing that bear. Hey, also early in the show I gave you my top 10 quarterbacks. My top 10. I want you to hear what I'm saying to you. My top 10 quarterbacks heading into the college football season. I had DeAndre Francois at number 10. Had 3,300 yards passing last year, but only completed about 56% of his passes, 58%. That's why I got him so low. JT Barrett at 9, 33 total TDs last year, 61% completion, but he ran for about 900 yards. Jalen Hurts, 36 total TDs. He ran about 900 yards, 62% completion ratio, so that's why I got him over Barrett. At 7, surprise, Nick Fitzgerald. I hated completion percentage, 54%, but he ran for 1,379 yards, so I love that aspect of his game. Jake Browning at 6, Washington quarterback. He threw for 43 TDs in last year. 43 TDs on 62% completion ratio. Sam Darnold at 5. Obviously, this guy. I mean, 6'5", 6'4", 6'5". NFL arm. He can move a little bit. He is that dude. He had 31 TDs, over 3,000 yard passing, 67% completion ratio, and he missed the first 3 games. He didn't start. So at 4, I got Mason Rudolph, another 4,000 yard passer, 28 TD passes, only 4 picks, 63% completion. Luke Falk at 3, 38 TD passes, 4,000 yard plus, and 70% completion ratio. 70% completion. That is just, you can't do that against air. At number 2, I had Lamar Jackson, just dynamic, dual threat, 3,500 yard passing, another 1,500 yard rushing, over 5,000 yards by himself for total offense. I had a number 2 because he only completed about 56% of his passes, and he struggled down the stretch. They lost 3 in the last 4 games. He was bad in the 3 of them. So I had him number 2. And at 1, I had Quentin Flowers. I just love this kid. 1,500 yard rushing, 2,700 yards passing, 42 total TDs, 4,300 yards total. In his last game against South Carolina, he was sensational. 270 yards passing, 2 TDs, ran for 100, ran for 3 TDs, and completed about 71% of his passes. So I had Quentin Flowers number 1 on this list. So again, that's my top 10 quarterbacks heading into the season. I got different criteria than most folks. This is not about what you're going to do at the next level or what you project to be in the NFL. Just my quarterbacks heading into the season. That's my list. Speaking of quarterbacks in Georgia, any Justin Fields update? The last I've heard of Justin Fields is definitely Auburn, Georgia, Florida State. His dad really likes Georgia, but I think he prefers Florida State. But his family definitely wants him to go to Georgia. He hasn't given any visit updates. He said he won't visit any teams again till the season starts. So it'll be interesting to see what his business is like. He's gone kind of off the radar, off the grid. Haven't said a whole lot. I'm only picking this up from certain insiders. I know for a fact his dad wants him at Georgia. He likes Auburn also. He likes the system that they run. And I think he likes Florida State. But being a hometown kid from Georgia, his parents want him to go to Georgia. It's going to be tough for him to say no. But I hope he don't go to Georgia. I hope he don't go to Florida State. I hope he goes to Auburn. Because I don't want either one of you guys to have him. I don't want Georgia to have him because they just ruined him anyway. They just ruined him. And having been the second best program in the state of Georgia, which is just laughable. Laughable. But it's right now I don't have who has the edge. I have no idea. It's probably 50-50 Georgia, Florida State. And I was an Auburn outside chance. But the visit's gonna tell me a lot more. But he's quiet right now. He got his high school season about to start, so I'm sure he's not even focused on that right now. But everybody looking for a quarterback. But guess who's not looking for a quarterback in 2018? Guess who's not looking for a quarterback in 2018? Those guys are not looking for a quarterback in 2018. No, we're not. So I'll keep the phone out for a few minutes. I actually was supposed to only stay for an hour, but things happen. I didn't realize it. Wow, time has flown by. I'll keep the line over a few more minutes because I want to hear from you guys about anything sports related. NFL preseason starts back up tomorrow night. College football camps are in full swings. We've had several scrimmages over the last weekend or so. Zeke Elliott has came out with his appeal of his 6-game suspension. I think he'll get reduced about 4. But I don't give him any benefit of the doubt at all. I know it's he said, she said, but he has not given me any chance to give him the benefit of the doubt. He has given me no reason to give him the benefit of the doubt in this situation. So I think 4 games. And if they find that he did indeed put hands on this woman, which there are pictures, he should definitely get 6 games. It should not get reduced. But if you can't be proven that he did, I think it should get reduced to 4 games. Not just because, just the other off the field incidents that I've repeated numerous times, but I've gone over numerous times, and I'm tired of going over them ad nauseum. But I just hope this serves as a wake up call to the young man to get himself together. Because I like the kid. I want to see him on the football field. Really good player, really special player. But hey, gotta know how to act when you're out in public. Know how to carry yourself like a professional. So there's that. But I'm gonna leave line for a few seconds, and I'm gonna get out of here because I'm just gonna get out of here because I really did. I thought that I was gonna be here for an hour. I didn't have a clue that I was going over an hour and a half. I didn't have a clue. But I'm here for you people. You know I am. Glad y'all guys tuned in. Appreciate all the questions. I want more phone calls because I want to hear I want to hear from you. Surprised nobody want to get into. That's good. That's cool with me. I ain't say it's good, but it's cool with me. If you want to strictly stick to sports, this is a sports show, so I have no problem with that. But I did have an open platform for you guys to express your feelings on those things. I thought it was serious enough to open the show with, and I still believe that. And I'll continue to, if anything like that happens, I will be the first to say something about it, regardless of it being a sports show or not, because it's bigger than football. It's bigger than sports. It's just bigger. I'm sorry. Life, pursuit of happiness, it's bigger. I can't enjoy football if I ain't free. Have free. My mind is free. If I don't have freedom of mind, I just can't enjoy it. And that was on my mind, and that was on my heart. As soon as I came on, but I've been thinking about this since the weekend. So I'm glad you guys have joined. I'm glad you guys watched. I'm glad you guys participated. Wish I could have got more phone calls. I guess you guys are scared of phones. I guess you only text, which is fine because I text a lot too. But I'm going to get out of here. But before I leave, next Monday and Tuesday, I know y'all had this big solar eclipse Monday. It's a once-in-a-lifetime deal, and I know y'all excited. But I'm going to be on here Monday, 7 o'clock, AFC preview show for the NFL. I'll have at least one guest, trying to secure 2. But on Monday, during your solar eclipse, 7 o'clock, I'll be here for the AFC preview. And on Tuesday, we do the NFC preview. So we'll break down divisions, players, who do we like, who we don't like, and then pick our conference championship game and winners. So hope to see you next Monday. It's been a really good show. Appreciate you tuning in. I thank you. I have been your host, Sentell Wiseman. This has been Sentell's Intel. I will see you next Monday. Thanks for watching and listening. I am out.